Morning Trader's Edge with high-tech trading analysis. It's Sunday morning, markets are closed. I just wanted to take a quick second to explain some new features that I've added to my AutoTab indicator. If you're not familiar with my AutoTab, I have a utility that adds a small little icon here to every chart that you open in NinjaTrader. And if I left click on that, it provides a little drop down where you can select a particular color to link all your charts with, just like you would over here with the interval or instrument link. Now, any chart that is set to the same color now, I can link my tabs in each of those charts so that if I click on the tab of one chart, any chart that has the tab link set to the same color will change to that same tab. So you can see I have one here, one here, one here. All of these down below, including the Superdome, are all linked to red. These four up here are not. Of course, then again, I've only got one tab in these charts up here. But you can see any of the charts that are linked automatically switch to the tab of whatever chart I'm clicking on. Very nice little feature. So the most recent addition to this is now I've added a workspace changer to it. Normally, if we left click this, we can set our colors for our links and we can set our time for our auto time sequence. Because if I came up here and middle clicked on this, you can see that the icon changes to a darker background color, and at this amount of time it will auto sequence to the next tab so that you could sit there and auto sequence over any given amount of time. Now, instead of left clicking or right or middle clicking to set the auto sequence, we're going to right click on this icon. Once we right click on any of the icons, and it isn't going to matter what color the icon is, I'm going to provide you a list of the workspaces that you've defined in your control center. I'll show you the current active workspace by placing a little green box next to it, and show you any open workspaces that you currently have with a little gray box. Now, if I wanted to just switch to my blank workspace, I come up, left click that blank workspace, it's open, but since I don't have any charts with the AutoTab on it, I can't necessarily switch back. I've got to go back over to my control center and switch back to my presentation. But if instead I wanted to right click on this, and let's just say that I wanted to open a workspace that wasn't open, I'll left click on my major 4 and we'll open that workspace. Now, very much depending on how many charts you have, how many tabs you have, what kind of data is being loaded, how many indicators you have on each of your charts, all of this is going to be dependent on how quickly your workspace opens. Your workspace isn't going to open any quicker or any slower than it would normally if you just went to your control center and opened up this workspace. Now, this particular workspace has only got 4 charts on it. I've only got 2 tabs each. The minute charts are running, I think, 100 days back, maybe a little more. And then the other tab's got a delta bar that's loading about 30 days, only that's working off of a tick data. So this is taking a little longer than normal. Here we go. Anytime that you open a workspace that you have AutoTab applied to and you're actually using the linking, you're going to want to make sure that you give the charts plenty enough time to load all of their information. Now, another thing that I discuss a little more in detail in the AutoTab demonstration itself is that, indicators can be set up so that they calculate whether they're active or not. But most of mine, all of mine, are set up so that they are not. So the first time you click on each of these tabs, make sure that you give all of your charts time to refresh all of the information that's on there. That's only going to affect the first time. Once that happens, switching back and forth is going to be super simple. Again, go back to my AutoTab demonstration video. I explained that a lot more. But here we're just talking about our workspaces. So if I right click here and I want to go back to my presentations, here I am. The minute that I start to click on any of my tabs, my AutoTab changer still works. I can right click on any chart and go back to whatever workspace that I want. The next thing that changed in all of this was previously, when you were in a different workspace, you needed to use a different color for your tab selection. Because if in this workspace this was red, and you had another one that was open that was red, each would change each other. That is no longer the case with the addition of the workspace changer here. I've made this independent, so we can see that we'll just change this tab down here a couple times, and then we're on our second tab. If we go back to our presentation workspace, well, I'll change that to the fourth tab, and then we'll go back to our major, and we can see that we're still on our second. If we change this to the first tab and we go back to our presentation, we can see we're still on our fourth. So the colors are not affected across workspaces any longer. It's pretty much as simple as that. There's not a lot to discuss. If you have any questions, reach out anytime. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.